Hi guys, good evening. Yes, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good evening.
Yes, yeah, we'll start session. Yes, still some more guys are joining. Just a minute, we'll start. Yes, yes, previous class, just Java overview discussed. Complete Java overview completed, overview completed. Yes, today starts actual topic. 1 second. Yesterday topic Java, that introduction. Yes, yesterday topic. What is Java? Java stands for Java Development Kit. Yes, all this yesterday topics. JDK 1.0. Next, its main features. 1.1 divided into three editions like this. 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 like this. All that in here. Previous class we discussed. All these concepts discussed. Okay. Yes. Today let us start topic. Features. Yes, overview of Java. Java contents discussed. Java standardization contents we discussed, standardization, interpretation, frameworks, that overview about Java, that all that contents of Java discussed. Yes, today let us start with Java features. So what are the features of Java? These are the Java features, right? Main features. So these are the main features of Java. Okay, main features. Later divided into different editions like standardization, intervention, and mobilization and effects. Different editions. Okay, let us see one by one these things. Yes, independent platform. What is independent platform? Yes, what's a portability, OOPS language, scalability, security. These are the main features of Java. Okay, yes, independent platform. What does it mean? What is exactly platform? Okay. Next, portability. What is exactly portability? 1 second. To understand about independent platform, you must have some idea about OS. That OS architecture. Yes, I'll explain. Don't worry. Next, independent platform portability. To understand these concepts here, you must have knowledge of interpreter, compiler, exe file, OS. Yes, you must have that knowledge here about OS knowledge to understand these features here. To understand these features, these two features, first two features, you must have knowledge of operating system, next system software, application software, next languages, next about OS, about exe file, yes, about interpreter and compiler. You must have these fundamentals. You must have these fundamentals knowledge here. Fundamentals. Okay. Yes, before going to these things, we'll discuss that fundamentals here. That that software fundamentals, software basics. If you have that knowledge, then easy to understand this. Yes, I can explain directly here. Okay, in my view, it may not be correct. Okay, suppose if I'm explaining directly here, may not be understanding here. Yes, explaining these features directly may not be understanding here. So before going to these features, before going to these features, we'll discuss about some basics. Basics like exactly what is software. Okay, what is software? Next, what is system software? What is application software? Next, what is OS? Next, what is interpreter? What is compiler? What is exe file? These things, these basics. Next, oops, language. To understand this one also, what are the languages? Languages like first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, like functional oriented, object oriented, procedure oriented, object based. These basics, if you know that basics, then easy to understand these features. So before going to Java features, now let us start with some software basics. Okay, after finishing that, we'll go to Java features. Directly may not be understanding. Okay, yes, see here Java, your document, Java documents. Yes, yes, recently updated document. This is up to date is there in document. Yes, 1 second. Let me take some water. Okay, fine. See, see here, introduction to software. I'm starting from basics. Then everyone can understand here. But directly I can enter into Java. Suppose some terminology may not be understanding here. Directly if I'm starting Java here, some terminology may not be understanding. For that reason, I'm starting from basics. See, actually here, my way of teaching like a spoon feeding. I will start from very beginning. Yes, I will start from very beginning without any confusion. Everyone can understand it. So that's the reason I'm starting from basics. Don't think started with basics. Yes, if started with basics, you can understand. See here, there are some unknown facts. Even the some guys are having 20 years of experience, they don't know about some fundamentals. Yes, from fundamentals onwards, you should learn here. Okay, so for that reason, I'm starting from the beginning here. See, introduction to software. Next, what is system software? What is application software? Next, what is OS? Okay, suppose if you know that OS, yes, if you know the OS knowledge, if you have the OS knowledge, then easy to understand. Independent of platform, Java independent of platform. Platform is OS. To understand that features, you must have this OS knowledge. Just little bit idea I'm giving here. Okay, right? Yes, next, like yes, application software like front end and back end, front end, back end. Next, languages and packages. Okay, next, low level languages, high level languages. Next, generation of language, first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. Okay, after that, yes, next in this, procedure oriented languages, functional oriented language, object oriented language here, object based languages, purely object oriented here. Like that, there are different languages here. We'll start from the beginning, so easy to understand here. So instead of directly going to Java, just a matter of 1 day, it's not an issue. Matter of 1 day, within 1 day, finishing all that basics. After that, we'll go to Java. Next, interpreter and compiler. Difference between interpreter and compiler. This is also very, very important to understand Java. To understand Java, independent of platform, about understanding about Java interpreter, Java compiler, you must have this knowledge. Yes, interpreter versus compiler. Like a compiler generating some exe file, interpreter does not generate exe file. Exactly what is exe file? Those concepts. Okay. Yes, these are all the basics. After that, starting features of Java. Okay, if you know these basics, then easy to understand Java features. Okay, if you know these basics, then easy to understand Java features. Okay, I can start Java features directly. Okay, but that is not my approach. My approach is from basics I will cover. So if you know that basics here, then easy to understand these features. Otherwise, may not be understanding. For that reason, I'm starting from basics. Okay. Yes, I'll start from basics, then finally I will take to the high end. So my intention is everyone should understand my class. Everyone should understand my class. Okay. Even a beginner also should understand my class here. Yes, even non-IT background guy also has to understand my classes. That's the reason starting from basics. Okay. See, let us start from basics here. So first of all, software. See, actually here computer basically two categories: hardware and software. Hardware is not our part. Yes, hardware means like a hard disk, monitor, next RAM, motherboard, keyboard, mouse, all the hardware components. But we are not hardware engineers. That is not our part. Our part is software. So I'm moving to software. What is software here? What is a software? What is a software? See, in software, everything is program. In software, everything is program. Yes, simply you can say it's a collection of programs. It's a collection. It's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs. Okay, it's a collection of programs. Okay. See, I'm starting from very basics. Maybe somebody, other trainers may be starting from Java directly entering into Java. No, that is not right approach. That is not right approach. May not be understanding here. Clear concepts. Okay. See, once you attending interview here, everything you have to answer. That is my intention. Once you sitting in interview here, once you facing interview here, every terminology you have to explain. So every terminology you have to explain. That's the reason starting from basics. Okay. So what is software here? Software. It's a collection of programs. Software is a collection of programs. Collection of programs like software. It's a collection of programs like C. Next C++. Yes, maybe yes Java. Yes, maybe Hadoop. Yes, all these softwares here. Yes, maybe Python. Yes, all that here. All that things here. Software. It's a collection of programs. It's a collection of programs like C, C++, Java, Hadoop, Python. Okay, fine. Yes, once again, notes not necessary here. Notes is not necessary here. Okay, I have prepared document. See this. Today topic document is there. It's a prepared already. Every topic document is there. No need of writing any running notes. So whatever topic I'm explaining here, every topic is there in document here. Okay, every topic is there in document here. So not required to write any running notes. Don't prepare any running notes. It's not necessary here. Please try to focus on the class. Try to understand my topics here. Okay. So not necessary to prepare any notes. It's not necessary. 1 second. Yes. Yeah, notes is not necessary. Notes is not necessary. Please concentrate on the class here. See, every topic I have prepared. Okay. Yes, I have prepared everything for you. Okay. Yes, it's ready-made food, ready to eat. Okay. I'm working everything here. You have to eat. That's it here. Okay, I'm working for you. Everything prepared. Just you have to understand it. That's it here. Okay. So all this available. All this available here. So no need of writing any running notes. Running notes is not necessary. Running notes is not necessary. Try to understand class here. Okay, try to understand class. Okay. Yes. So software, it's a collection of programs like C, C++, Java, Hadoop, Python, something like this. Okay. Yes. Next. Software basically two categories. Software basically two categories. First one, system. Yes, software. Systems. First one, system software. Second one, application software. System software. Next is application software. System software. Next, application. Yes, application software. System software and application software. Try to understand clearly here. Yes. Now, what is Java comes from what? Application software. Okay. So exactly what is system software? What is application software? See, our part is application software. Java comes from application software. So before going to application software, let us see something about system software. So what is system software? So what is system software? See, system software, this is to interact with hardware components. Here, this one interacts. This one interacts with the hardware components. System software interacting with hardware components. For example, here, system software interacting with hardware components. Examples: device drivers, and operating systems. Device drivers and operating systems comes on this category here. Device drivers and operating systems comes on system software. Device drivers and operating systems. Okay. Yes, system software. This one interacts with the hardware components. Device drivers. Examples: device drivers and operating systems. Okay. Right. Yes, application software. Yes, what is application software? Let us see about application software. So what is application software here? Application software, this is for the purpose of application development. Application. Yes, application development. Applications. See, every day we are working with many applications. Yes. So in our day-to-day life here, we are working with many applications. For example, Facebook, it's an application. Facebook, it's an application. Next, Flipkart, it's an application. Google, it's an application. Gmail is an application, right? Next, like this, all the applications. Yes, I'll explain one by one. Yes, let me explain one by one. Okay, yes, sir. Gaurav, I'll explain. Just wait. Yes, application software. This is for the purpose of application development. 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 Apps. There are different apps. There are different apps like Facebook. It's an application. Yes, Flipkart. It's an application. Right. Next, WhatsApp. Okay. Yes, WhatsApp. This is name WhatsApp. Call as WhatsApp. Don't call something else here. WhatsApp. Okay. Is someone saying that WhatsApp? No, that's wrong. WhatsApp. So WhatsApp, Facebook, Flipkart, WhatsApp. Yes, next Gmail. Yes, these are the applications. Yes, like suppose websites. Suppose Durga Institution websites. Suppose our company websites. All the applications. Okay, applications. Yes, to develop this kind of applications, we need application softwares. Application softwares like C. Yes, next C++, maybe Java. Yes, Hadoop. Yes, maybe databases. There are different applications softwares here. Okay, see 1 second. Except OS, except operating system, except operating system, all are application softwares. Except OS, all are application softwares. Java comes under application software. Okay, except OS, except operating systems, all are application softwares. Okay, yes, except operating system means like Windows OS, Linux OS, Unix OS. Except that operating systems, all are application softwares. Like C, Java, Hadoop. Yes, database. Okay, device driver is a part of OS. C, Java, Hadoop, database. Like different tools like .NET, Python, next PHP, Perl, HTML. All of these things comes from application softwares. All are application softwares for the purpose of application development. Okay, fine. Yeah, these are actually our part. Our part is application. So Java comes under application software. So before moving to our part, this application software, let us see something about device driver and OS. Just little bit idea about device driver. So what is device driver? See, device drivers, they are the programs. Device drivers. So these are just programs. These are programs to communicate with the hardware components. Hardware. These are the programs to communicate with the hardware components. Okay, fine. For example, printer. For printer, this is a driver. Printer. Suppose fax machine. Suppose TV. Connect to TV. Yes, suppose scanner, image scanner, like this. These are all the devices, right? To run these devices, some drivers required. The drivers you have to install into OS. So once installed, it becomes part of OS here. Okay, the drivers you have to install. Printer, fax machine, TV, and all these drivers. Okay, drivers you have to install. So drivers are the programs. Just one kind of program here. Yes, almost all drivers were developed in C language. It's the embedded C. It's the embedded C concept here. Okay, all drivers were developed in C language. So these are the programs. Device drivers are the programs to communicate with hardware components. Okay, yeah, that's enough for us. Okay, yes, let us move to OS. Okay, what is OS? Yeah, this is important topic. Yes, if you understanding OS architecture, then you can understand Java independent platform. To understand Java independent platform, we must have that OS architecture knowledge here. Okay. Yes. Now here, some question for you guys. Some question. See here, it's a class, the interactive class. It's not one-way class here. It's an interactive class. Yes, I'll be asking some questions. Please try to respond it. Please try to respond here. Here some question for you guys. Some question. Question is here. Yes, can we run any program without waste? Can we run any program without waste? Can we run any program without waste? Say yes or no. Yes, answer is either yes or no. Can we run any program without waste? Say yes or no. Can we run any program? Yes. Can we run any program without waste? Say yes or no. Say yes or no. No. Answer is no. No, we can't run. Compulsory waste required. Without waste, we can't run any programs. For everyone, waste required. Without waste, we can't run any programs. So exactly what is waste? Now question is, what is waste? So what is waste? Question is, what is waste? Let us see. What is waste? Anyone, can you answer this? What is waste? What is operating system? Question is, yes, what is operating system? What is operating system? What is operating? Question is, what is operating system? Question is, what is waste? Yes, anyone, can you answer it? Yes, looks like a fundamentals, but no answers. Okay, yes, looks like everything is known, but we can't answer. Yes, exactly what is waste? I'll explain. Yes, waste like a medias, hardware and programs. Yes, someone saying that answers. Once again, waste to communicate with the hardware components. One next another answer. Mediator between user and computer. Okay. Yes, next is like a mediator between hardware and programs. Yes, exactly what is waste. Let me explain. See, I'm here to explain. Just a little bit I'm asking about your idea, but here I'll explain everything. See what is exactly waste. Suppose for example here, so purchased your laptop. Suppose initially purchased your laptop. So hardware. Your laptop, it's a hardware. So first hardware, right? After purchasing laptop, next what? We should install OS, operating system. Yes, operating system should be installed here, operating system. So on top of hardware, there's a OS. So once OS installed, your system is ready. See, my system, my laptop is ready with OS. Now system is ready. Once OS installed, system is ready. Otherwise, system it won't work here. Once OS installed, system is ready. Okay, now system is ready. System is ready, right? Ready. Now learning Java. To learn Java, we should install Java software here. Suppose learning C language, C software you have to install. So learning Python, the Python software you have to install. Suppose learning Hadoop, that Hadoop software you have to install. Suppose working with the database you have to install. Okay, database. Okay, right? Yes, database. Suppose .NET, the .NET software you have to install here. So all these are what application softwares. All these are application softwares. All their application softwares. All these are application software. Okay. All these are application softwares. See here, all the application softwares running on top of OS. Running on top of OS, right? Even for MS Office also OS required. MS Office. Even for MS Office also OS required. So all are running on top of OS. Okay. See here, OS layer. On top of OS, all the application software is running here, right? So it's acting like a platform. On top of it, all are running, right? All are running. So exactly what is OS? So what is OS? Simple answer. Yes, it is a platform. Simple answer is a platform. See, Java is independent of platform, right? Means OS. Independent of OS. Okay. It's a platform. Yes, what is OS? It's a platform. OS is a platform. It's a platform. It's a platform where we can run all application softwares. Where we can run all application softwares. All application software. Okay, all application softwares. Okay, just like a platform. OS acting like a platform. Okay, yes, it's a platform. OS is a platform where we can run all the application softwares. OS acting like a platform. On top of it, we can run all this. To run anything, OS required. Even for MS Office also. Even to work with MS Office also, OS required compulsory. Without OS, these will not be running. So it's like a platform. On top of it, all are running. Okay, fine. Next, one more thing here. Suppose Java program generating output. Java program generating output. So first of all, Java program output goes to OS. OS to then output device, maybe display screen, go to terminal, go to monitor. Okay, so Java program output, first of all output goes to OS, OS to output device. Okay, suppose C program reading from the keyboard. So first of all keyboard data simply goes to OS, OS to then C program. Similarly, suppose Python program generating outputs, Python program generating outputs. So first of all output goes to OS, from the OS that will be transferred to output device. That's it here. So between application software and hardware, there is a OS. So between application software and hardware, there is a OS. So OS is like a mediator between application software and hardware, right? Okay, so you get every data. So application software generating some data, the data goes to OS to then output device. Next, reverse here. Suppose input data, keyboard data goes to OS to that application software. That's it here. Okay, right? So between application software and the hardware layer, there is a OS, means like a interface. So next point, yes, it is an interface. Yes, it is an interface. It is an interface. It's an interface between application software. Is an interface between application software and hardware components. Yes, application software and hardware components, here, and hardware components. Okay, hardware components. So it's an interface between application software and hardware components. Interface. Okay, one second. Yes, system software interacting with the hardware components. System software always interacting with hardware components, means it's a hardware level programs. To run the system software, OS is not required. System software is directly interacting with hardware components, but directly interacting. See, actually all the system software is a part of OS. It's a part of OS. Okay, part of OS. Those programs directly interacting with the hardware components. System softwares are directly interacting with the hardware components. See, Java never interacting with the hardware directly. Suppose Python also directly never interacting with the hardware. Suppose Hadoop, hard database. These are high level. These are high level softwares. High level softwares never interact with the hardware. Okay. Yes, these high level softwares to interact with hardware, yes, using OS through the OS, right? Yes, OS connects hardware level programs like some library. Using that library, this will communicate. Yes, I'll explain just a minute. Let me finish topic here. Okay. Yes, now here. So what is OS? OS is a platform. Yes, it's a platform. OS is a platform where we can run all application softwares. Next, it is an interface. It's an interface between application software and hardware components. Interface. Right, okay. Yes, next here. Suppose Java program. Okay, Java program output goes to OS. Yes, OS means it contains different kind of things. Inside of OS, there is a system software. OS contains system softwares. Those will communicate with hardware components. OS contains system software. Like those are called library. OS contains library. This library here. OS contains library here. So input output library. OS contains input output. There's input output library. Okay. Now this input output library communicates with hardware. To communicate with hardware, there's a device drivers. One second. Yes, let me show one more layer. Insert row below. Yes, here device drivers layer. There's a device drivers layer. Device drivers layer. So as a part of OS, yes, input output library and device driver. This whole thing is called OS. This is OS. OS contains OS contains library and device drivers. Device drivers are to communicate with hardware components. Okay, OS library and drivers are part of OS. These are part of OS. Yes, library and drivers part of OS. Suppose, for example, here, for example, yes, let me explain very clearly that OS architecture, how that OS is working. Let me explain very clearly. Suppose, for example, C program running. Okay, C program running here. C program scanf function. Suppose C program scanf function executed. That scanf function makes a call to input library. That input library, there's a read system call. Read is a function inside of OS. C language scanf function makes a call to read function. It's a low level function. It's a part of OS. So it's a part of library. OS connects library and device drivers. Read is one function in a library. Now C language scanf function makes a call to read function. That read function simply activates keyboard driver. So once keyboard driver activated, then keyboard get activated. Next, now keyboard data. So first of all, your keyboard data simply goes to keyboard driver. Yes, keyboard driver to read function. Yes, read function to C program scanf function. Scanf function to variable. That is communication. What is happening inside of OS? Okay. See here, to interact with the hardware, there are some drivers. How these drivers are working here? Through the OS library. Okay. So about Java program generating output. In Java program, this system.out.println, system.out.println, that requests, the data simply goes to OS library. In OS, there is a output part of this write function. So this write. So Java program system.out.println, the data goes to write function. Now that write function just activating output device driver. Write function data goes to driver. Yes, driver to then output device. That's it. Okay. Now these are the low level functions to communicate with drivers. Drivers communicating with hardware components. That's it. Okay. So write function activates output device driver. Write function activates output device driver. Read function activates input device drivers. That's it here. So these libraries will work with the device drivers to communicate with hardware components. Here these libraries communicate with hardware through the device drivers. Okay. So libraries are using device drivers to communicate with hardware. Now Java program, C. When come to Java program, C program, or Python, application software. These application softwares simply makes a call to OS library. OS library makes a call to device drivers. Device drivers makes a call to devices. That's it here. So these application softwares communicating with hardware with the help of OS library. Okay. See, application software communicates with OS library. Now this OS library communicates with device drivers. The device drivers communicates with hardware. That is OS architecture. What is happening inside of OS is like that. So what is happening inside of OS is like this. Okay. Yes. Now this whole thing, yes, simply explaining as OS. Yes. OS. Operating system. Just like a just time explain like a OS. Okay. Operating system. Okay, right? Yes. See, operating system. Here this connects some library. Input output. OS connects input output. This input output library. Input output library here. So this input output library using device drivers communicates with the hardware components. Communicates with devices like this. Okay. Now what is happening here? See, application software. Application is software communicates with hardware through the OS. So means OS is an interface. OS is an interface. OS is an interface between application software and hardware components. Right? Okay. See, every application software, maybe Java program, C program, Python, all the programs, first of all, linking with OS. Yes, remember this point. To understand independent platform, this point you have to remember. See, all these programs, first of all, links with OS library. After linking with OS library, then communicating with hardware components. Okay. Every program has to link with OS library. Every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Every program, maybe Java program, maybe C program, Python program, Hadoop program, database program, all the programs, first of all, linking with the OS library, after linking, then communicates with hardware components. Okay. Next, one more point. Try to remember these points here. To understand Java features, you must have this knowledge. If you know that, then easy to understand independent of platform. See, every program, yes, every program has to link with OS library, yes, to communicate with the hardware components, to communicate, yes, to communicate with the hardware components, right? See, every program has to link with OS library. Suppose Java program, first of all linking with OS library, then communicates with the hardware components. Suppose C program, that C program also links with OS library, then communicates with the hardware components. See, that linking may be static link or dynamic link. The topic we'll discuss next. Next coming topic. Okay, that linking. Yes, every program has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. That linking can be static linking or dynamically linking here. Static linking or dynamically linking. Static linking or dynamically. Suppose if it is Java, it's a dynamically linking. Python dynamically linking here. But C and C plus static link. Okay, C and C plus statically linking here. I'll explain. Yes, all that what is happening in C language, what is happening in C++, Python, Java, that comparison is there. I'll explain very clearly. Yes, in Java it's a dynamic link. Python also dynamic link. C and C++ is static link. Yes, we'll discuss. Wait, I'll explain. Okay, so every program. So try to remember these 3 points here. So you can understand Java features. So what is OS? First question is what is OS here? What is OS? It's a platform. It's a platform where we can run all application software. It's a platform, acting like a platform. Next, it's an interface. It's an interface between application software and hardware components. Next, every program has to link with OS library. Compulsory this is. It has to link with OS library to communicate with hardware components. Okay. So this is about OS. Enough. This introduction is enough here. Okay. Yes, next. Yes, after OS. So next. Yes. See, here, system software, device drivers, okay, OS, okay. Now application software. Let us move to application software. Yes, application software. Yes, application software. This is for the purpose of application development. Java comes under application software. Java is application software. That's the reason I'm moving to application software. In application software, there are 2 things like front end. This is front end. Next, second one, back end. Front end, back end. In application software, front end and back end. So what is front end? What is back end here? Front end. 1 second. This is front end here. See, we are filling some form, right? Registration form, right? This is called as front end here. It's a user interface. Okay, it's a registration form. Okay, see, first name, last name, email, and phone number like this, right? It's a registration form, right? So this is called a front end. It's a front end. No front end. See, join the training, right? Okay, yes, join training in progress. So now I have to submit. Register, right? Once registered, this data submitted. Now this detail storing somewhere. Okay, yes. Now this is called as front end. This is called as front end here. This is called as front end. Now this data storing somewhere. That location is called as back end. Yeah, all this data storing some location. That location is a back end. Now this user interface a front end, right? Front end. So front end. So what is front end here? Front end interact with end users. Front end interact with end users here. Front end, yes, interacts with end users. Front end interact with end users. Interact with end users here. Yes, it collects data. It collects data from end users. collecting data from integers. Integers. See, we are the integers, right? See, we are providing some data. We are the integers. Suppose for example, Facebook. We are the end users for the Facebook. We are using Facebook. We are the end users. Suppose Flipkart. We are using Flipkart. So we are the end users. We are the end users, right? We are the end users here. Okay, end user. So you have front end collecting data from end users. Right? Okay, after collecting data, this data storing somewhere. Okay, see here. Yes, this app is collecting data, storing somewhere, right? Okay. Now, next tomorrow, Durga Soft, they will contact you, right? How they can contact you with the help of this information? That means this information storing somewhere. They will take this data. They will, yes, they will take data. They will analyze the data, right? Yes, how many attended? How many are attended? How many converted? Like that, they will analyze this. Okay, this data storage somewhere here. That location called as backend here. Backend. So backend. Okay, so next backend. So what is backend here? Backend its location where storing all data, like databases. Okay, backend. Yes, it is a location. It's a location. Yes, location where storing and maintaining all data. So location where storing and maintaining data. Storing and maintaining data. Right. Yes. For example, here in Facebook of registration, when you click on your profile, yes, that shows all the complete profile, right? Means your profile information stored somewhere, your information somewhere, right? That location called is backend. So backend is location. It's a location. It's location where storing and maintaining all the data. Backend examples where to store all the information. Yes, files, and databases. Databases like Oracle is a database. Oracle database server, MySQL database server, Microsoft SQL server, all the database servers to maintain data. Database servers to maintain data. So Facebook, your information storing somewhere in database. Okay, sometimes maybe files. Files means like Windows files. Suppose Windows files here the files, right? In these files also you can maintain data. Files, we can maintain data. Files, Windows files or Linux files, maybe Hadoop files. Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS. Hadoop distributed file system, HDFS. For big data storage, file database, maybe HDFS. Hadoop distributed file system to store and process big data for big data purpose using HDFS, right? So these are called as backend. They're backends. Okay. Now Java comes under front end. Here. So let us move to front end. Now our topic is front end. So let us move to front end. So front end. Okay. 1 second. See how I'm introducing into Java. The way of explaining, try to understand here. Try to see that how the way I'm introducing here. So start with software. It's a collection of programs like this. Software basically system software, application software. Yes, about system software expand here. Some idea expand here. Yes, application software. Our part is application software. So move to application software. So I have moved to application software. In application software, this is a front end and back end. About front end expands, about back end expands. Java comes under what? Front end. So that's the reason move to front end software. Yes, in front end, again two categories. Front end two categories like language and packages. So language and package. Package is ready-made one, ready to use. Like MS Office. MS Office is package. Ready-made one, ready to use. No programming. ERP package. No programming. Tally accounting. No programming. Direct Dickness. It's a package. Next language. If it is language, we should write the code. Java comes under what? Languages. Java is a languages. Okay. In front end, languages and packages. Java comes under languages. Now let us move to languages. Okay. So what is language? Yes. Now let us see language. So what is language? Yes. So what's a language? Now question is what is language? Okay. What is language? It's a media of communication, right? Okay. I think that much of spoon feeding may not be required. So what is language? It's a media of communication. It's a media of communication between two living things. media of communication between two living things, maybe human being, maybe animals, trees, something like this. Okay. Yes. Now let us come to software. In software here, we are understanding some language, computer understanding some other language. Computer understandable language called as low level language, low level, yes, low level, sorry, yes, low level language, low level language, low level languages, computer understandable languages, low level language here. Next, user understandable. We are understanding some other language called as high level languages, high level languages, high level language, low level, yes, low level. These are computer understandable languages. High level, these are user understandable language. So languages, yes, basically two categories: low level languages, next high level languages. So what is low level language? So what is low level language? Yes, it's a system understandable language. Yes, low level language. It is a, yes, it is a system understandable language. It is a system understandable language. It is a system understandable language. Okay. Yes, it is in the form of binary codes. It is in the form of binary codes. In the form of binary codes. Binary code like a zeros ones form binary codes. Binary code. Yes, it's a processor understandable language. Okay. See, it's a system understandable language. System understandable language. It is in the form of binary codes. Binary code is something like zeros ones format like this. Zeros ones format. It's a binary code. In the form of binary code. Yes, it is a processor understandable language. Here, system means it's a processor. System means it's a processor. It's a processor understandable language. It's a processor understandable language. System means processor. It's a processor understandable language. Okay, so it is called as machine language. Simply, this can be called as machine language. It is called as machine language. Machine language. Machine language. Machine language. Okay, this is low level language. Okay. So low level language, machine language. It's a machine language in the form of binary codes. Machine language. Next, high level languages. High level. Yes, it's a user understandable language. These are user understandable language here. Yes, high level language. Yes, it is a, yes, it's a user understandable languages. Understandable like C, C++, Java, all this. User understandable languages. User understandable languages. Okay, user understandable languages. Okay, high level language. These are user understandable languages. High level languages. Yes, these are user understandable languages. So these are like English language. Looks like English language. Like English language. Like English language. Looks like English. Yes, like English language simply here. Like English language. For example, here. See. Suppose, for example, let us take some language here. Suppose HTML code. HTML code. HTML code. See, it's like English language, right? Looking like English. These are called high level language. High level language. It's high level language. High level language. Okay. Suppose some Java program. Yes. See this public class test. Like English language, right? Like English language. It's a high level language. High level language. Suppose some maybe Python program. Python scripter. Python. Yes. Python script like this. Yes, this is called high level language. User understandable. Very easy to understand. Very easy to understand. Okay. So low level and high level languages. Low level and high level language, right? Yes. Next. Here in low level and high level. In low level, there are two generations. First generation and second generation. First GL and second GL. In high level languages, third GL, and fourth GL. Yes, there are four generation of languages. 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 So what are generations? How many generation of language? Totally four generations. Totally four generations. First GL. So what is first GL? First GL, it's a machine language. First GL, it's a machine language. So it's a machine language. In the form of binary code, zeros ones like this. It's a machine language. Right? It's a machine language. What is second GL? Any idea? What is second GL? What is sequential? Assembly language. Next, after machine language, next is assembly language. See, assembly language. Next is assembly language. Assembly language. Yes, assembly language. See, machine language, assembly language. These are system understandable languages. Yes, we are not going to use these things here. System internally using these languages here. Machine language, assembly language. System internally using these two languages. We are not going to write any programming here. No programming here. Okay. Yes, next. PowerShell. Yes. See here, first and second generation comes under low level languages. Third generation, next fourth generation comes under high level languages. So what are the third generation languages? Third GL. In third GL, yes, all procedure oriented languages. Very old languages these are. Procedure oriented. Procedure oriented. Procedure oriented language comes in this category here. Procedure oriented languages like procedure oriented language like COBOL. Okay. See, COBOL still is using here. COBOL still using. Yes, in our company we are using still. Yes, COBOL developers are there. COBOL programmers are there because there are some mainframe applications. COBOL is a language for the mainframe applications. COBOL is a language for mainframe applications. Still we are using that COBOL because many mainframe applications are running here. We are using COBOL for that. COBOL, yes, basic. Next, Pascal. Yes, Pascal. Yes, Fortran. They are very language outdated, very old language outdated. These were outdated. COBOL is using here basic outdated, Pascal outdated, Fortran outdated. Even myself was not worked with this. Before 2000 year itself outdated. No one using. No one using. Next, one more, Python. Python comes under procedure oriented language. Python is example of this procedure oriented. What is exactly procedure? I'll explain. Wait. What is exactly procedure? I'll explain. Just wait. Okay. Now, JavaScript is different. JavaScript is an object-based language. JavaScript is an object-based language. We'll discuss. Wait. Next, in fourth generation, first one, yes, functional oriented language. Yes, functional. Yes, yeah. PL SQL comes under, right? PL SQL is a procedure oriented language. PL SQL. Yes, for this one more example, PL SQL also. PL SQL. PL SQL comes under procedure oriented. PL SQL also you can some example here. Procedure oriented PL SQL. Nowadays PL SQL. In PL SQL you are using procedures. Procedures. It's a procedure oriented. Okay, PL SQL is a procedure oriented language. Okay. Next, functional oriented languages. Yes, like C is a functional oriented language. Next, Python is a functional oriented language. C and Python, these are functional oriented languages. Yes, what is procedure? What is function? I'll explain. Just wait. I'll explain one by one. Let me clear one by one here. So, functional oriented. Next, object oriented. Yes, object oriented programming language means oops. Object oriented programming languages. Programming means OOPS language. So what are the OOPS languages here? Like C++, C++ OOPS language. Okay, next Java, it's a OOPS language. Java. Next .NET C hash, it's a OOPS language. Next Python, it's a OOPS language. Next Scala, big data processing. For big data processing using Scala. So these are the OOPS languages. These are the OOPS languages. Object oriented programming languages here. OOPS languages. C++, Java, .NET C hash, Python, Scala. Okay, I'll explain. Just I'm giving a list of all the things here. After that, we'll see one by one. So, functional oriented, object oriented. Next, object based languages here. Object based. Yes, object based. Yes, object based. Object based. Object based language. Object oriented programming language here. Yes, object based language. Yes, object-based language in this, for this example, JavaScript. JavaScript is an object-based language. Okay. Yes. Yes. So JavaScript is an object-based language. Okay. Right? Next, one more. Purely. Yes, object-oriented programming language. purely object-oriented programming languages. These are Python and Scala. Python and Scala. Python and Scala comes in this category. Python and Scala comes under this category. Okay. Python and Scala comes under this category. See, simple here. Yes. See here. Scala is nothing but Scala. It's a combination of Java and Python. If you know the Python and Java, it's a Scala simply. Okay. So these are different languages here. See, third generation procedure-oriented language. What is procedure? Next, function. What is procedure? What is function? Let us say about procedure and function here. Procedure and function. These things somewhat looks like this. Starting, ending. Okay, starting, ending. See here some statement. First statement, next statement. Okay, next statement. Okay, next statement. There are some statements like this. Some statements like this. So this is function. Function. In C language, calling as function. Same thing, Java, it's a method. Java, it's a method. See, X, it's a function. Okay. Procedure also looks like same here. Procedure and function both are similar. See, procedure and function. Procedure and function both are similar. The difference is here. Here, there is written of something. Suppose written of 10. Yes, this is with written value. So this is called as function. Next here, no written value, it's a procedure. Procedure and function. Procedure and function both are set of statements. Procedure and function. See, procedure and function both are set of statements to perform some task here. To perform some task. Okay, procedure and function both are set of statements to perform some task. The difference is function with written value, procedure with no written value. That's the difference. Okay. Yes. Now in this language, everything is procedure. So task is handling by the procedure. So called as procedure oriented language. Next, when come to C language, every task is handling by the function. In C language, everything is function. That's the reason called as functional oriented language. C is a functional oriented language. Okay, correct? Next, when come to this object-oriented programming language, here everything is objects. Every transaction handling with the objects. That's the reason called as object-oriented. Actually, it's a OOPS concept. OOPS concept. Actually, it's a OOPS concept. Okay. Yes, actually, it's a OOPS concept. Yes, OOPS. There are some features. In OOPS, there are some features. So any language which is supporting OOPS features, that is called as object-oriented programming language. OOPS features like encapsulation, data abstraction, method overloading, inheritance, polymorphism. These are the main features of OOPS. Any language which is supporting all that main features, that is called as object-oriented programming language. C++, Java, .NET C#, Python, Scala. These are the object-oriented programming languages here. Yes, in Java OOPS, I'll explain very clearly. Very clearly, we'll discuss in Java OOPS. Okay. Yes. Next, here, object-based language, JavaScript. JavaScript is object-based language. See, object-based language, object-oriented programming language, both are same. Both are similar. The difference is inheritance. Inheritance. See, object-based language does not support inheritance. Object-based language does not support inheritance, except inheritance. See, in JavaScript also, we can define classes and we can create objects. Okay. Yes, we can create. Yes, we can create objects. Here, JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is different. Java is different here. JavaScript is a front-end validation language. JavaScript client side. Okay. Yes. JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is not a Java here. JavaScript is a client-side validation language. Validating client-side. Suppose this is, for example, here we are submitting some data, validating data. Yes, email validation. Okay, phone number validation. That client-side validations. Okay. Yes, email should contain @ So that kind of validation. Phone number should contain some digits, minimum digits, 10 digits. Okay, that kind of validations. Okay, So here that is performed with the JavaScript. JavaScript is not a Java. JavaScript is different. Java is different here. Okay. So here object-based language similar to object-oriented. The difference is here. Object-based language does not support inheritance except inheritance same. Okay. Next. Purely object-oriented programming language. What is purely object-oriented here? In purely object-oriented, everything representing in the form of object here. Representing in the form of objects. Okay. Suppose for example here some integer 10. Suppose C language and Java 10 storing like integer type of data. Suppose 20.5 storing like integer variable. Okay. Yes. But in object oriented here 10 storing like integer objects. Okay. Yes. 20.5 storing like a float object, like objects. Okay. In purely object oriented programming language here, everything is objects. Even data like integer data based like integer objects, float data like a float object, string is like a string object, everything is objects. Everything is object here. No variable concept. In purely object oriented, no variables concept. Everything is objects. No variables. Even 10, that integer number, like storing like a object, not like a variable. Yes, 20.5 also storing like object, not like a variable. Suppose in object oriented programming here 10 storing like a variable, 20 like a variable, like a variables. Okay. See, functional oriented, object oriented here, this data storing like a variables. But in object oriented programming, even this data also storing like objects. Everything is objects. For the example, yes, Scala and Python. Python and Scala comes in a purely object oriented. Python and Scala. In Python, everything is object. No variable concept here. In Python, everything is object only here. Everything is object. Everything is reference. Okay. Now, see here, procedure oriented, functional oriented, object oriented, object based, purely object oriented. So there are different kind of language, right? In this, which is common one? Which is common? Yes, in this all the language which is appearing commonly here. In all the language which is appearing commonly. Yes, which is appearing commonly? Python. Python is a procedure oriented language, as well as functional oriented, as well as object oriented, as well as object based. Sorry, purely object oriented. Python is everything. Python is everything here. Python supports. See, Python supports. Python. See that Python supports procedures. Python supports procedures, functions, objects, and purely object-oriented programming. Python supports all of these things here. So Python is everything. Yet Python is everything. Okay, Python is everything that supports all the features. Okay, so Python is a common. In out of this, Python is all common here. Okay, C is a functional oriented. Okay, Java is a object oriented. C++ is object oriented. .NET object, but Python is everything here. Python says that I'm everything. Yes, I'm a procedure oriented, functional oriented, object oriented, and purely object oriented here. Python is everything. Okay, see, Scala. Scala, this is using for the data processing, big data processing. In Hadoop applications using Scala. Yes, if you know the Java and Python, it's a Scala. Scala is very easy to understand, very simple. Yes, even compared to Java and Python, Scala is very easy. Scala is very scalable language, very easy to understand. Scala, scalable language. Scala stands for scalable language. Okay, SCA means a Scala. SC means scalable, LA means language. Scala, SCA means scalable, LA means language. Scalable language. Very easy this is. Compared to Java and Python, Scala is very simple. Very easy to understand, easy to work with that Scala here. Okay, fine. So these are different generation of language. Different generations, right? Here, this is introduction. This is about introduction here. Yes, next here. See, high level language and low level language. Yes, yeah. why Java is independent of platform. Just to explain that topic, I'm explaining a prerequisite. By all these prerequisites, I'm explaining to understand Java is independent of platform. Directly, I can start Java independent of platform portable. I can explain directly, but may not be understanding. These all the prerequisites I'm explaining here. Before going to explaining about independent of platform and portability, these are the some prerequisites. If you know these things here, okay, yes, if you know these things, then you can understand Java features. See, most of the trainers they will introduce Java. That is not my way. If you know these basics, then easy to understand Java features. Okay, that's the reason starting from the okay, yes. For that reason, I'm starting from the beginning here. See, way of teaching. There must be link. Before going to high end, you must have the low end topics. If you know that low end topics, then easy to understand high end topics here. Directly, I can explain about Java independent platform and portability, but you can't understand. I know that. How to teach, how to explain to student. I know that student level. So my topic is like a spoon feeding. Don't worry, like a spoon feeding here. So these are all the prerequisites. If you know this, then easy to understand independent platform. We'll discuss. Wait. So before going to the Java feature, they are the prerequisites. If you know these things, you can understand Java features. Okay. Now, next step. Yes. See, in languages, there are low level languages and high level languages. Low level and high level languages. Low level and high level. See, this is high level language code, right? Now this code has to convert into system understandable language, low level language. Every high level language program has to convert into low level language. Suppose HTML code, it's a high level language. This code has to convert into system understandable language. Next, suppose Java code. Where is Java code? Yes, I think it's close. Suppose Java program. So Python program or Java program, something like this. Yes, it's a high level language. It's a Python script, right? This language has to convert into binary code. Maybe C program. All these high level languages have to convert into binary code. Who will convert it? Now question is, which one will convert high level language to low level language? Every high level language program has to convert into system understand language. Now who will convert it? Anyone, can you answer it? Yes. Which one will convert from high level language to low level language? Who will convert? Yes. Either compiler or interpreter. So either compiler. Yes. Either compiler or interpreter. Either compiler or interpreter. Either compiler or interpreter. Either compiler or interpreter will convert. Either compiler or interpreter. See, some interpreter based languages, some compiler based language. Suppose C language, it's a compiler based. C++. Compilers takes care of that. Suppose Python, interpreter takes care of that. HTML, interpreter based. Some languages are compiler based, some languages are interpreter based. Okay. So what is compiler? What is interpreter? So interpreter versus compiler. Interpreter versus compiler. Let us compare this. Interpreter and compiler both are doing same jobs. Both are converting from high level language to binary codes. Interpreter and compilers both converts from high level language to binary codes. After converting into binary codes, system generating outputs. See here, both interpreter and compiler both converting from the high level language to binary codes. After converting into binary codes, that binary code submitted to processor taking that binary codes, generating outputs. Okay. Now both are converting from high level language to binary code, but the way it's working is different. Okay. How that interpreter is working, how compiler is working, the way it's working is different here. Okay. See, interpreter and compiler, this is our topic. Okay. Yes, there are 8 points we have discussed. the defenses. We'll discuss wait. Okay. Now till now what are discussed? It's a document here. See, no need of writing any running notes. Running notes is not necessary. See here, introduction to software, system software, next application software. Okay. Next, what is OS? About OS. Next, see here, application software, front end and back end. Now Java comes on the front end, so move to front end. In front end, language and packages. Java comes on languages, so languages, low level languages and high level languages. Okay, Java comes on what? High level language. Okay, fourth generation. See, generation of language, low level languages, first generation and second generation, a third generation and fourth generation. Okay, yes, I'll share the document. Don't worry, I'll share it. Okay, not through the WhatsApp here. I'll share this document through the email. Yes, your Gmail. Okay, yes, through your Gmail, I'll share this document. Okay, I'll share this document. Don't worry, I'll share it. Low level, high level. Low level, first and second generation. High level, third and fourth generation. Okay, yes, procedure function, the defenses. Next. Yes, compilers and interpreters are used to convert from high level language to low level language. Yes, what's the difference between interpreter and compiler? Yeah, this topic tomorrow we'll discuss. This is most important topic. Yes, to understand Java features, you must have the interpreter knowledge and compiler knowledge. Next, what exe file knowledge, particularly exe file knowledge. Exe file is a OS dependent, but Java is independent of platform. Yes, to compare that here, first of all, what is exe file, how it is generating here? The topic practically, I'll show that. See, exe file. I'll develop on C program how to generate exe file, how exe file is behaving. Practically, I'll show that exe file concept. Okay, when come to interpreter based here, this case, just I will take some Python script here. How the Python script is working background, that I'll explain. Okay, practically I'll show that. We'll see practically interpreter and compiler. Okay, so tomorrow topic, interpreter and compiler. Okay, next about exe file. After finishing, next we'll move to Java features, independent of platform. I think tomorrow interpreter and compiler. After finishing that, Java features starting. Yes, independent of platform. Tomorrow explaining about independent of platform and portability that features. Okay, yeah. So that's all for today. That's all for today. Yes, any doubts? Yes, guys, are you understanding clearly? Hello, are you understanding clearly? Or feeling any faster? Are you feeling any fast? Yes, are you feeling any fast? If you're feeling fast, I will go slowly. Okay, I think 2 to 3 times repeatedly explaining here. Okay, 2 to 3 times I'm explaining here. Yes, don't worry. I'll go slowly. I'll explain slowly. Okay, each and every topic minimum 2 to 3 times I'll explain. Okay, right? Yeah. So thank you. Yes, see you tomorrow. Same time, 7 to 8:15 daily, right? Yeah. So thank you guys. See you tomorrow.